then I feel like, you know, they are able to learn. Speaking of learning, because, you know, I have anxiety. Okay. Ugh. And I'm trying to find practices and tools on how to deal with that. So with, you know, not necessarily knowing where I'm going with certain things in my life, it has brought on tons of anxiety. But in this book that I'm reading, When Things Fall Apart, there was a quote or you know, dialogue where she had said, look at people who are experiencing fear or you being afraid of something, consider that being like you are lucky, actually. And I was like, it was so like mind-blowing to me, like, wow, like how is that so? And basically what she was saying is, when you are moving through something that you are afraid of, it's actually showing courage. Like when you are looking at fear straight in the eyes and straight in the face, it's actually showing that you are courage and that you are brave. Some people think that when people do things that they're afraid of, it means that they or when they do things of the unknown, that they don't have fear. You know what I mean?
But actually, it's the strength and the endurance that it takes to work through it.
Yes.
That's so true.
Right?
Like, I think, you know, you don't learn anything through avoiding. Like you never learn, if you keep taking, it's like when you're trying to get to a certain place, but you don't want to take this one route, but you keep trying to take all these roads that don't actually get you to the place you need to be. And I think it's always like you either have to go through it or you're going to end up, I mean, you won't figure anything out otherwise. You really won't. And I think I've noticed that in my life too. I've tried to avoid a lot. I've been like, no, I'm not going to go that way. But then I've ended up lost because actually I needed to go through that fear. I needed to go through what I was going through to actually get to the place where I can start new or I can start fresh. And you know, when you're, I love what you said about, you know, navigating and going through the different routes that like unexpectedly. But what have you found has been, well, a difficult time in your life? You don't have to say what it was, but how did you go from, you mentioned your lowest part or your lowest part of your health. What were the steps that you took? Actually, I want to rephrase that. How did you notice you were in a place of unhappiness? Because I think, you know what, for a lot of people, you can go through.
Oh my God.
But you can go through your whole life being unhappy and not realizing it because it's your comfort zone. And that's what I realized. I've gone through a lot of my life, like years where
That's deep.
I was sitting in my discomfort, but I was sitting in unhappiness, but it was comfortable to me. It was a comforting place because I'd been there for a while. And so going into joy or happiness was uncomfortable because it required change. And so sometimes it's easier staying in the crowd of being comfortable than being happy and being uncomfortable. So how did you manage to, through all the different hats and things that you've done in your life, remain authentic to yourself and keep coming back to who you were?
When I felt that there was extreme unhappiness was when I got, or how I got to my lowest, was when I if I'm being very, very honest, it's like I couldn't even move anymore. You know what I mean? Like I almost felt like everything inside of me no longer had any energy. It was like I had died. I don't know the cry. It's like I got so low, where it was almost like there was no more blood inside of me. Does that make sense? Like I really felt empty. And I speak in analogies, and I think for me, when I knew that there was some sort of level of unhappiness, is when the cup was completely empty. Do you know what I mean? We do go through life where there is water in the cup, and then you know you're giving the water, but then that water is being replenished. That water is being replenished. You know, whether that's from other people or whether that's you replenishing yourself. But I wasn't doing any of that. I wasn't replenishing myself, and things were just, it was constant. It was like I was in this constant space of everything was being taken. Do you know what I mean? And then you're so empty that you no longer have anything left, that you just couldn't move. Like there was just nothing left to give.
Every part of you was like physically, mentally, emotionally.
Everything was just like done. And I had to choose. literally, it was like I was at the crossroads, and it was like, either you choose to stay down or you choose to take the uncomfortable route.
Yeah.